What it is, guys, SnowieHD here, and today I am bringing you a episode of Hearthstone. I have been absolutely fucking addicted to this game since I downloaded it about 5 days ago, and holy shit, for good reason. It's got the right mix of strategy for me to just, I love it, I get into it. Anyway, with a worthy opponent showing up, we're going to get straight into it. Playing with Lyridon as my hero because I played to level 20 in WoW this morning to get that. So I may as well fucking use it. Anyway, starting hand, what we're going to do is we're going to nix Funge the Flying Star and Divine Favor. Both of them aren't as useful as they could be if I were to start first. Smuggler's Run comes up. Perfect card to have when you start second because you can coin into it, allowing you to essentially get a free Smuggler's Run off on the first turn. I believe I saved the coin, however, but you see me playing the Smuggler's Run and ending my turn. The reason I play the Smuggler's Run is I really want that buff going off on my War Leader just to give it some survivability so it can buff my other Murlocs. I think he ends his turn by just playing a Novice Engineer, taking the free draw and putting a 1/1 on the field. Doesn't concern me too much as I just drew the Murloc Knight, beast card. For this turn I played Tidecaller into the coin into Bilefin. It's essential having a Bilefin up on the in your deck if you're running a Murloc deck like this one, just because the taunt summon just adds the survivability to your Tidecaller. As you'll see, he trades in his Novice Spellslinger for my 1/1 Taunt minion. I play the War Leader and hit face for maximum damage at this point. I'm playing against a Warlock, so I know he's probably got a Hex or something to take out the War Leader as soon as possible, just try to get that denial out. And he will bring the Hex out onto my War Leader to transform it, removing the buffs on my other ones, but the Taunt is still nice. He'll have to trade into that if he wants to touch me. I play my Murloc Knight this turn so that I can make sure that's on the field, and then hit his totem with my Biofin and hit face with my Tidehunter. Then I believe with his turn he will play Hex. The issue with what he's doing now is he's spending a lot of his mana taking down like my low value cards. That have almost snowballed up in value. I'm going to play a small time recruits, try to get some Grimscale. I am very lucky and I draw 2 of my Grimscale Oracles. I then Hero Power to get the free extra Murloc on the field, thanks to the Murloc Knight. Useful card, love it to death. I then hit face with both the Murloc Knight and the Bilefin, just to get that damage out and yeah, ensure that I have lethal next turn. For his turn, he plays the Niburian Prophet and trades into one of my Taunt minions. Why he hasn't already conceded is astounding to me, but he plays the Acidic Swamp Ooze and then Evolve to try boost them all up one more cost. Could have been a lot better if he got a minion with Taunt, but I play the Grimscale Oracle and I'll trade in the Silverhand Recruit, play 2 Grimscale Oracles and hit face. And after that quick rank up, we'll be looking at playing game number 2. This one is in the wild format, and after a short time and finding worthy opponent, I get into the game. Now I'm playing against rogues. I hate playing against rogues. Rogues to me are the biggest, cheapest fucking way to shut down this deck. So I'm actually quite scared. The only difference between this deck and the last deck that I played with is that I subbed out a Defender of Argus for old Murkai. And yeah, in this time I keep my starting hand because Funge is valuable against rogues. Funge I find helps counter the rogues a lot better than any other card in this deck. Just because he's also got stealth, which a lot of rogue cards do, so you can almost shut down. And you can also, with the summon 2 Murlocs after a successful kill, you can really put in some work with him. This game for me was a lot more challenging than the previous one. I start off by just playing the Smuggler's Run to get the +1/1, and then the Bilefin Tidehunter on my second turn, so I can get the Taunt Ooze up, just to mitigate the potential dagger from the Rogue's Hero Power. He's then going to play the Undercity Huckster and end turn. I retaliate by playing the Grimscale Oracle just to get that free boost off onto my other Murloc, and then I'm going to hit face with all I got, because there's no point triggering his death rattle for no reason. I play the other Biofin as well, just so I've got that double taunt minion on the field, and I'm getting a bit more value out of my Grimscale the longer he stays up. He then plays his Annoyatron. The Divine Shield and Taunt is a bit annoying, but because I've got a few 1/1s on the field, I can clear that pretty easily. I play my Biofin Inquisitor that I just drew straight onto the board just to get the bulk out and to change the hero power, and then the Cold Light Seer to give the extra 2 so that none of my minions go down to the Annoyatron. I decide to clear his board before he gets too much up, and because I don't want to give him card advantage. I trigger the Death Rattle for the sake, just because it's a class card from Paladin doesn't scare me as much as like a class card from Mage might. I could have played this differently by not playing the Biofin Inquisitor, but because I have Fangia in my hand, I'm not too concerned. He's always a good way to get more Murlocs onto the board than anything else. He's going to play his Twilight Elder and attack my Biofin Tidehunter. Play a Selfless Hero. I think that's the class card that he got from me. I'm going to play my Fangia straight onto the board so that next turn I can play the Tidecaller. And then just hit his face a little. I'm not too concerned because he doesn't have a Cthulhu. But I clear his board anyway, and then just hit face with the strongest cards I had. After a short amount of time that my opponent took to read every single card on the board and just make sure that he knew what he was doing, finally he plays a Beckner of Evil and a Naburian Egg, buffing his Cthulhu. That doesn't concern me too much because of how low his HP is and the fact that we're only at 6 mana at this point, so not too phased there. I trade my Beckner of Evil into his Naburian Egg and my Cold Light Seer into his the dragon that it summons, and then I just play Fangia into the Beckner of Evil. And this just ensures that I get the extra 2 Murlocs on the field, which luckily for me was my War Leader and another one. I'm going to hit face with what I can, and he's going to hit me with the classic Vanish. Once again, doing what the same guy did and clearing all his mana while leaving me with 7. So I just get to play a retaliation turn. I'm going to play. I play this pretty well. I play my Tidecaller into my Biofin into... I was thinking of playing the War Leader, but I decided against it because I could buff my Tidecaller a lot more with a Tidehunter, summoning that extra Murloc, as well as the Biofin summoning the minion with Taunt just to keep the damage off the Tidecaller, which alone it has lethal this turn. So at this point it's pretty much good game. He is going to eviscerate my Grimscale Oracle and assassinate my Tidecaller to see if he can try get the numbers below lethal. Unfortunately it doesn't work for him and he just concedes, but rogue decks are probably the best counter to Murloc decks in my opinion, so it was well played from him. Anyway, thanks for watching my Hearthstone video. I've been SnowieHD, if you haven't seen on the side. If you're feeling generous, you can drop me a bell, leave a like, comment, whatever. I don't really mind. Just, yeah, any positive feedback or feedback at all would be much appreciated.